Hi, Aries. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor. This is your reading for the last week of the year, December 25th through the 31st. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, press the bell for notifications. I offer private readings. I also offer IET. IET is a healing modality which can help you to move energy. I made two videos in the last two weeks. They're under the live. I don't know if they come up as videos. Just search for them. So I think if you go to the top of the YouTube page and it'll say videos and then it'll say live, I think if you go into that, it'll be there. I'm not really sure because it's a little different setup for me. Anyway, they're called Letting Go of Resentment and Shifting the Narrative. They're both really powerful. They give you tools to work with. Okay. And so my little mini message is enjoy the variety, enjoy the abundance. You have lots of choices. It's usually what's going on with me at the moment, and that's where I'm at the moment. This building is so odd. You know how buildings have a rhythm? And so this, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12. There's about less than 20 apartments. It's kind of a small building, but it's enough. And you know how certain buildings have a rhythm? It's like, oh yeah, 2 o'clock, this one comes home, or 5 o'clock, the kids come home, or 6 o'clock, the dogs play. There's no rhyme or reason to this place. Like an hour ago, this was like a circus. And now it's quiet. And it's like, it's just the variety. It just keeps on changing and growing and moving. It's like, relish it, relish it. Like that's life. That's life. We like to think, well, And it's like, sometimes it's not like that. And it's like, enjoy it. Like going to a carnival. 2, 3. It doesn't show up in the video, but all of a sudden, like there's a cloud. It's so interesting. I said what I said. All right, I have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is she's very wealthy. But she's isolated. Well, isolated. She has like her own little controlled space, and it's comfortable and it's lovely. But there's part of her that's like, what's on the other side of the wall? Like she wants a little excitement, right? So maybe she's gonna let go of I have to stay by myself. And this could be like emotional, this could be physical, this could be I have my circle of friends. It's enough. It's like, well, how are you going to experience something new? And I feel like there's this willingness to say, life could be bigger than this. And I think I know where I'm going to go and what I'm going to do. This could be about just taking a class, or, sometimes, it's interesting. I recently was reading comments on somebody else's YouTube, and they were talking about how they were never at all interested in tarot. And then during the past 2 years, they just, I find myself watching videos, like I'm really into geology and archaeology, and sometimes I watch science videos. Sometimes I watch lectures, and it's like, I didn't know this was interesting to me. It's a little bit, it's like expand yourself, a little bit of that. Yeah. And take what you need and leave the rest. Oh, well, everyone is doing and it's like, well, that's nice. Just because everybody likes this type of food and they're all standing online, it doesn't mean that I have to stand online and join them. It's like, well, I'm glad you like it, but I like something else. Take what's yours. You don't have to like follow the leader. You do your own thing. Yeah, because you've learned your lesson. Enough with the isolation. Enough with there's an energy of like living very safely in that, but and I never read this in a negative way. And I'm not really saying it's negative. It's just like what's coming up in the cards today. There's this energy of a curiosity and a willingness to see other things and to maybe experience other things or learn something new. Because it's almost like you've learned everything you can learn here already, right? The lesson has been incorporated, and now it's time to be revitalized and reborn. Yeah, maybe to understand the other side. This is real. This is heavy. Maybe to reach out. This is what I'm getting. To reach out to those who are in need. To reach out to those who are not really part of society, are maybe forgotten, maybe right, to maybe understand that, to look at that, to your heart. Seven, confidence. Some when we do things that are out of the ordinary or unexpected, a lot of times there's no support. There's no support. Um, why not? What's stopping you? This one thinks what that one thinks. They pay me bills. Really. At the end of the day, it's like, you pay my bills? You scratch my back? You know, I don't have to fit into your opinion. I want to be satisfied. And this is what's calling me. And this is how I feel I'm going to be more sated. An interesting reading. Another seven. I'm doing something unexpected, and I'm investing myself in it. I'm doing something unexpected. I'm investing myself in it. I'm tired of the way things work. I think I'm going to try something new. Another seven. Holy moly, holy moly, holy moly. 4 sevens. I have all 4 sevens on the board. All 4. Wow. 7 is, it's lucky. It's just as simple as that. It's just as simple as that. It's lucky. And, so in occult circles, it's the 4 and the 3. The 4 is stability and the 3 is creativity. So it's the combination of the 4 and the 3. There's a stableness to it and an earth plane energy to it, but it's also super creative. And it doesn't, the 7 doesn't show up on your doorstep for nothing, right? So it's basically saying, you have an inkling toward doing something that's maybe unusual or maybe not uh, not what everyone else is doing, right? And it feels like what it really feels like I is, because this is really quite the card. Snowing, they're out in the cold, they're vagabonds, they're homeless, they're unemployed. It's not only that, it's emotional. There's this energy of being discarded. right? Invisible, that kind of thing, right? And there are so many people and groups that fall in that. So many, it's almost half of society, right? It's people without money, it's people without education, it's Black people, it's Asian people, it's Jews, it's gay people. I'm telling you, it's the whole society. It's artists, it's working class people. It's all of it. It's almost like whole society. I swear to God, you think about it, right? Or people who emotionally, it's people who have mental disorders, say, people who maybe have, physical problems, people who are blind or deaf, or maybe people who are sickly, the elderly. And this is what I'm getting from this reading. I feel like and I don't know who that group is, and I'm just giving examples. And I could probably give examples. It's incredible when I think about it, right? How many examples I can actually sit down. I could probably give you 30. I could probably give you 30 or 40 examples of people who fit into that category on some level or another. And I feel like there's something drawing you to understand, uh, empathize. I remember reading something once. Sometimes, somebody's, let's say, begging on the street, right? And you don't really have it. Or, you've already, you're just not in that moment, right? And I don't know where I read it, but it was like, just look them in the eye. Just look them in the eye. Just look them in the eye. Say, I'm sorry. I don't today. Like, even that little action lets them know that they're still on some level a part of humanity, of humanity. What a message. Okay. All right. So I have a lot of interpretations of this card. It's 6. It's perseverance. It's about going. It's thoughts. It's swords. This is turbulent water. This is calm water. So they're refugees, right? They're a little bit similar to the other ones. The refugees. They're leaving they're leaving the land that no one works for them, and they're going off. They don't even know where, but they know it's better than where they are. Like But the other energy that I always get in that card is that I never feel like that's his wife. I always feel like that's his mother or mother-in-law. And it was the matriarch who made the decision and she was the one who had the last word, right? Because there are certain societies like that, right? Like when Big Mama says, time to go. Or she says it's time to go, like now. It's not maybe, it's like now. So a lot of times I always feel like that's like a female ancestor. So a lot of times I feel like it's somebody who's deceased, like a mother or a grandmother, okay, who is kind of leading you, kind of showing you a different opportunity, blah, blah, blah. And for me, I always try, and I'm going to attempt it here. My old apartment, my energy and the energy of the apartment was really like going to grandma's house. It was really, I used to do Airbnb in my house, and I just listed Airbnb, this one, and other similar platforms. And the energy I try to really bring is you come to grandma's house. And grandma, mommy has rules. Mommy has rules because, she's mommy. So don't do this, not this time, blah, 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 blah. Grandma is she's more forgiving. She's more accepting. She's more chill because she doesn't have you 24/7, right? So grandma has an energy of like, I came into the house, grandma just finished mopping the floor. And by the way, if you ever have an opportunity to have a floor that's white tile, do not take it. I can't even tell you. Anyway, so you just mop the floor and then the kids come in with the muddy feet. And, mommy would be like, forget it. Grandma is more like, you want a cookie, honey? You want a cookie? She just is loving and kind and comforting and generous because she is. And I feel like that is the energy to step into. That's the energy to step into. That's what this whole reading feels like. Look at this. It's a spiritual path. This is food for thought. This is like me lighting a fire. It doesn't have to be like selling and giving up all my possessions and I'm going to go live with the homeless and become the Mother Teresa. I'm not saying that. But something is going on there. Otherwise, this reading wouldn't come through. And I feel like there's something calling you. It's like, well, how can I help these people? How can I listen to them? It's not even about the money. It's more about opening. Because what happens is, as we recognize people who are in need of an ear, need of maybe money, maybe whatever, we open up to a piece and part of ourselves that we might have neglected or put out in the cold. Really fascinating. What a reading. I feel like I wish it was for the collective. It's a beautiful reading. Truly. All right, I'm going to show you. First of all, we have 4 sevens. 7 is confidence. Being comfortable with being isolated, dropping the burden, having a strategy toward helping other people's dreams come true. Interesting. You're being led by a really profound, comforting, loving, calming energy. There's hope. There's hope. You've learned your lesson. You've been reborn. You're going to mind your own business and, not pay attention to what other people say and take what you need and leave the rest. Have confidence in whatever it is that you want to, whatever action it is that you want to take toward your emotional satisfaction, building where people haven't built before. This is such a fascinating card. So he's both leaving and heading. So there was nothing, it's not like he's burning bridges. He's leaving something that no longer satisfies him to find what spirit has to do, what spirit has him being led toward. Wow. Wow. What a beautiful reading. Really beautiful. All right. Blessings to you. Thanks for tuning in. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. See you soon.